everyone, this is Rosette Soil and Seed, and today we are going to do a video on how to make your own apple cider vinegar. Now there are several ways that you can make this, but I am going to show you the way that I make it. The only thing you will need are basically 4 items. You'll need apples, sugar, a jar, and water. That's all you need, and a lot of patience. So you definitely have to be patient. This is not a quick process. It could take up to 2 months or longer depending on how vinegary or what you want to do with the process. So we're going to show you the quick way. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we have a 1/4 cup of sugar. This is unrefined sugar. That's why it's not white. So get the unrefined sugar. This way it has a lot of the minerals in it, so it'll still taste better. I have 6 apples. Some of the apples are not very pretty, but we'll cut around that. I have a 64-ounce jar that has been washed, scalded, and let to dry. And then we have here filtered water. Do not use tap water. Tap water has chemicals in it so that it's drinkable, but it also kills and prohibits the bacteria that you need for the apples to ferment. Okay? No tap water. So the only thing you need to do, all these apples have been washed. Leave the peels on. I'm going to cut around the core. I'm going to cut these up smaller than I did the first batch. So this is just put them in the jar. Don't want to put the core or the apple seeds in, because sometimes they can make it kind of slimy. Slime is not what you're after. You're after a fermented item. And I'll finish peeling it and put it in a salad or something. Now this apple, like I said, is not very new. It's been sitting in my fruit bowl for a while. Just take it and cut it. And we're going to cut around the bad parts if we can. And if not, sometimes you can't salvage the apple, so we may not use this one, but some of the pieces that I can use, I will use those. Just get this out of here. So I can use the top half, so I'll cut around this brown part. And this will get discarded. Just dropped a bad piece. That's what you do. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting up these apples, and then I will be back when I'm all done. Stay tuned. Okay, so we have our apples in the jar. It's not too full, but it's full enough because you are going to need some space, because once you put your water in, it's going to make the apples float to the top. Okay, so we have our sugar. Let's pour the sugar in. Like I said, it's 1/4 of a cup or a tad bit over. Slide this over here. We have our water, and we're gonna fill it up. Oh, right there. You just want it to fill up just as the jar starts to bend back inwards. Okay. Now the apples are going to float to the top, and what you want to do is kind of press them down and make sure you get your sugar in. Do not use metal. Use a wooden chopstick or a spatula, plastic spatula. Now, what's going to happen with this is you're going to cover this with a breathable cloth. You can either use cheesecloth or some type of t-shirt material that you can breathe through. So if you're not sure if the material that you have will work in this, like this piece of t-shirt material, I can see through it, and when I put it across my face and blow through it, I can feel my breath on the other side. It needs to be able to be breathable. Okay, that's all you have to do. Now, you're going to take this cloth and you're going to cover it. I'm going to use a rubber band to hold it down. Like that. And essentially you're done. That's it. Now, every day for the next 30 days, you're going to take a look at this. You're going to take this off. You're going to stir the apples to make sure that the ones on the bottom can float to the top, and the ones that are on the top can float to the bottom, because you want to try and keep them moist with the mixture of the water and sugar. If not, you're going to get green mold on the apples. Now, for whatever reason, you forget to stir it and it's a couple days go by. If you start to see green mold on an apple, just take that apple out and throw it away. Don't throw out your whole mixture. Just pick those apples out, throw them away, mix it up, cover it up, and let it sit. It needs to be in a dark place where it can be a tad bit warm. Okay, especially if your house is cold like mine. I have to put it somewhere it's a little warmer. Let this sit for 30 days. But you're going to stir it anywhere from every day to every 2 to 3 days. But you have to keep this mixture stirred. The apples will start to sink to the bottom as they ferment, and you will start to get an alcohol smell off of your apples. At this point, your apples are drunk. Okay? Keep stirring. Let them sit. After the 30th day, you're going to take this and you're going to strain it out, either in a piece of cheesecloth, or they have these strainer bags that people use when they make like almond milk and cashew milk. You can use those and you'll get this. Once you have it in this, put it in a jar with a lid. Make sure that it's not on too tight. You want it to be relatively loose. Let this sit for another 30 days. And as those 30 days progress, it's going to get stronger and more vinegary, and it's going to get darker. Okay? At the bottom here is the mother. This is the good bacteria. you got apple cider vinegar. Now, with these particular apples, once the first 30 days have come and gone, do not throw the apples out. You can reuse them to make more apple cider vinegar. Okay? You can add a couple more fresh apples to it. Remix your sugar and water concoction. Let it sit for another 30 days and stir it. Some people actually take the used apples, buy fresh apples, juice them, and pour that juice in here to make fermented apple juice. Okay? So, it doesn't matter what type of apples you use. I had a mixture of Honey Crisp apples and Granny Smith apples. Now, the Honey Crisp apples are higher up on the sugar scale. The Granny Smith apples are not, but I like the taste of that mixture. So you can use basically whatever apples you want. I would even try Fiji apples because I think they're at the top of the sugar scale. So yeah, so this is how you make apple cider vinegar. Again, 30 days, 1 to 3 days, every day mix it. That's all you gotta do. It sits for 30 days like this. After the first 30 days, you strain it. Let this sit for another 30 days. And then your mother starts to develop at the bottom. If you have any questions, put them down below. I will get to them and answer you. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.